This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Three things. Postmates, advanced training. With this video series, Postmates beginner training, Postmates advanced training. With this video series, I am soliciting people to put my name down as a person who told them about Postmates if they register for Postmates. Now, this is not as a customer. This is as a delivery person. If you're successful, if that person is successful, and that person put my name down, then I get a bonus. I earn a bonus, and I'm attempting to earn that bonus through these videos. Three things. One is something in New York news. It's an attempt to just be kind of light, off target, off subject, and entertaining. The second one is I got paid by Postmates, and that will be the third item I cover. And the second item I cover is this event of yesterday that was me getting paid for a delivery I did not complete, and how I, at least from my standpoint, how I've resolved that. There are naked women in Times Square, and naked is a disputed point because they are painted, and they wear, my wife would call them mutandas. They wear panties. So technically they're not naked, so they're not called naked women, but they're sort of naked. They needed another word. What's in the headlines yesterday but desnudos? So here's an English, the daily commuter paper in English with English headlines has the Spanish word desnudos. Now, this is not, by my assessment, this is not a word that has been creeping into American language. This is a word, I know the word for, at least 6 months from listening to news in Spanish, mostly Univision, which is a New York focus, New York Central Spanish language news source. That's the one with Jorge Ramos, who is now becoming more of a central figure in United States media, broadcast journalist. He's awesome. Jorge Ramos. Again, desnudos, my point in this thing is that I use Spanish words, and way before I started using Spanish words, our American English has a lot of foreign words. I am going to personally credit Yiddish, credited traceable to Jews who are European Jews. Jewish people call those Jews Ashkenazi as opposed to Sephardic. And there are other words to describe Jews that kind of left Israel millennials ago and ended up in Europe. These are called Ashkenazi Jews. The language is Yiddish, and there's a lot of great words that are in the American English. Laverne and Shirley made Shamil Shamazo sort of famous. Schlep is one I probably use the most, and schmuck is another one. So they're very colorful, fun words, and so I credit Yiddish and Jewish people of Jewish descent who brought those to the United States American English. The second probably greatest contribute would be Spanish, and again, those Spanish words that end up in American English are credited to our interaction with Spanish-speaking countries, which is mostly not Spain. That would be Central America, Mexico, the Caribbean, and South America. The Italians, of course, have a bunch of words that are in our language, but that's not an adaptation. What to call spaghetti, so spaghetti also we got an English word. So we're using those words exactly as they were intended, as Italians would use them. Americans typically pronounce them differently. So desnudos, again, this process of words kind of working their way into language. I am claiming at this point, desnudos 6 months ago, it did not exist in American English. Maybe hacker blogger guys like me use them, like I use por supuesto and mañana and bueno, and I use some others. Por supuesto is probably my most idiosyncratic word that I love, a phrase that I love and use frequently. So I almost no one except maybe I was never using it. Almost no one except maybe some amateur bloggers like me that were using desnudos in English, American English. So now all of a sudden it splashes into the headlines. Desnudos now describes these naked women. In Spanish, they would be naked. Well, in English, naked doesn't work. We need a new word, so now we have desnudos. So it's just absolutely awesome. In addition to being in the news, it is also a topic of city. So now it is, in addition to being in them, it's not just out of amateur bloggers like me. In addition to that, it's in the professional media, and in addition to that, it is a matter of municipal. It is a subject of municipal attention in the city of New York City. So they would have an agenda to say, we're going to talk about the Times Square desnudos. So now that the words tend to creep into our language, this one blasted into our language. Again, people start saying it, they kind of use it. People who are amateurs, maybe like me, then people are professionals that have to be a little more strict with their word usage. Those people start using it, and then it goes bigger, and then next thing you know, it's a part of uh, American English. But that takes a long time. This word splashed into an official, recognized word of American English, subject to, and I'm just going to read my blog post yesterday. I talked about this in at least two different Postmates advanced training. Paid for incomplete Postmates work. Unfortunately, it is short. Dear kind person at low ship rates, a mistake I made today resulted, I wrote this last night and sent it. A mistake I made today resulted in a customer being charged for a delivery she did not receive. I understand my mistake, and I assure you it will never happen again. In my attempt to cancel the order at customer's request, I did three things: enter $0, two, made a note in the comments, three, told a Postmate support person. The order was at 1:52 p.m. today, and I put the address of the business. It's called Mimi Chang's Dumplings, and it was for $4.95. That was what I got paid, unjustifiably got paid for delivery I did not complete. So that is the blog post. That is at this moment it's the top blog post of my. I'm going here to Postmates. That's the green one, Postmates Fleet, not the black one, Postmates. And now I'm going to earnings. And Mi Ching's is still there. So this is I I underestimated what it took to get that removed. I thought, I don't care. I want this off my phone. I'm going to disposition it complete, even though it's not complete. And I figured they could fix it out and erase it, and it's not erased. So I've clearly made a mistake. I clearly regret it. I pledge to never do it again. And it's not an accidental thing. I mean, I knew I did it. It was a premeditated thing. So when I pledged to never do it again, I will never do it again. So there it is, right near my finger that's moving. I can even read it here. Ming Chen's Dumplings. And over here is what I got paid for that. I've read the number, although I can't read it now. $4.95. And then the other number of relevance is right above the 495. Right above the 495, this number is the time of the delivery, which is at a different font, and I can't read it. It's a lighter font. It's 1:52 p.m. And a tip is pending. Shouldn't get a tip on this one. I shouldn't get paid on this one. So uh, again, Postmates, advanced training, please. This is the thing with Postmates. It's like Twitter. It's like Facebook. You know what? They might not respond to you. This is tech. And if you're familiar to traditional relationships, if you were to go to your boss and say, "Hey, I got paid for this," and you know, and your boss, he or she doesn't reverse it, you can go back to your boss and say, "Hey, you said you were going to reverse it," and your boss might say, "Oh, it's no problem." Well, that doesn't happen with tech. It doesn't happen with Facebook. It doesn't happen with Twitter. It doesn't happen with Google, and it might not happen here. So, in other words, I might get paid for that, and there's nothing I can do to actually insist on management's attention. And I truly feel bad that I got paid for work I didn't do. So what do? I got to move on. Well, I've written that text. I sent it to there's a special email address. I'll read it here. And this one is active. I've gotten, I'll share my screen to do this. So here's what I did last night. Here's my sent mail. Here's email this morning or this morning. Here we go. Fleet support. So this is the email I sent. That's a link to my blog post. And here's my name. That's a link to my website. I will read it slowly. Fleet-support at postmates.com. Now, Postmates has a billion email addresses. I did get a reply once, a relevant reply from this address since I've been hooked up with Postmates. And this is only the second time I've used that address. Now, the other thing I did, this is again just to kind of ice my emotions on the thing so I can sort of claim I honestly tried to let them know that I got paid for work I didn't do. Okay, tweets. Oh gosh, now I have a bunch of. Okay, here it is. I sent that same link. That's the link to the text I just read. And I sent it to arroba. That's the Spanish word for that character. Arroba Postmates. Arroba Postmates _ help. Arroba Postmates. I don't know what that one is. On demand. I don't know what the significance of CHI, but I found those through a Google search. I found those three. I should probably follow those. In summary, I get paid for work I didn't do. I feel bad about it. I don't want to have some negative mark out there on Postmates. So I attempted to not get paid for the work I didn't do. I was just honestly trying to get the order off my phone so I would then be available again. I got impatient. I was pissed off, and I dispositioned it as if I had done it when I hadn't. I end up getting paid for something I didn't do, who turned out not to be a customer because she never got anything, including the chicken meatballs that she wanted in her mee chang dumpling soup. This woman was rude to me. She hung up. I don't really care if I'm going to take someone's money. I just as soon take hers. Take someone's money unjustifiably. I just as soon take hers. She really pissed me off. However, nagging notice. I tried to do that last night. So anyways, in summary, I've done as much as I can. So at the conclusion of this, management may never address it. I may get paid for something I shouldn't. If anyone were ever asked me about this, I have done certain things. So I rest. At this point, I rest. Stop sharing my screen. I'm going to share my screen for the third time. So I said on this video I was going to do three things. This kind of desnudos things, which is fascinating to me. Again, I'm going to add the punchline that I forgot to add earlier. Trump says the immigrants, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they are rapists, blah, 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 blah. And they're bringing great words like por supuesto and mañana and grazie and spaghetti and schlemiel, schlemazel, schmuck, and my all-time favorite, Schlepp. So now they've added desnudos. Thank you, gracias to the Spanish-speaking people who got desnudos into the American lexicon. Moving on, that was topic number one, desnudos. Topic number two is my attempt to remedy this thing with Postmates. And then my third thing is, hey, best for last. I got paid. So here we go. Share my screen, and I'm going to trace this all the way through. I'm going to go visit my bank account for the first time since this has been deposited. But first, I'll go to www.postmates.com courier. And here we go. I've done 33 deliveries. Last payout, I got $195. So, total payouts. I got another payout since then. I've been paid twice now. That's 2 times that I haven't been to my. Okay, so I still have $102 that have not yet paid for, and other money that tips that I might still get paid for. In other words, tips that I've earned but yet not yet paid for. Then paid for but not yet paid to me, and then earned, paid, and paid to me. That's what that is. So again, I'm going to summarize that. This number includes what has been paid to me, what I have earned, and what has been paid to Postmates and credited to me. This number is what is actually transferred to my bank account. Again, this number is missing. Like yesterday, I might get some more tips. The tips tend to be delayed a little bit. I might get some more tips. So in other words, that number can go up without me having to do anything. It could be missing some money that I've earned in tips but not yet paid. Now it could also go down a smidge if they reverse that charge at me Ching dumplings that they should. So with that, I'm going to go to Ali Bank, and I have. I'm sharing my screen. I'm going into my personal bank account. Okay, if I had some fear of embarrassing things like purchase from condemnation or escort service VIP, then I would probably not be doing this. So I'm not going to make any attempt to cover up my transactions to be able to see where I'm spending my money. This is a college friend of mine. That's a Facebook notification. I think it's her birthday. Yeah, it's her birthday today. I will wish her happy birthday. I hope I don't forget. So here we go. This part down here, transaction history is blank, but it's populating. That's what that circle is. Very soon I should be able to see these deposits that here we go. There's me getting $10 somewhere. I remember doing that. Claims I did that yesterday. So I can put that into Google and find out where that machine is. Then CVS, that's a bottle of water. PayPal transfer, that's Adam paying me for my work as middle-aged receptionist. Request transfer. I don't know what that is. Hannah gave me $10. That's my wife. She's so kind. And ship rates. Postmates transfer. Yeah, there's the penny. Ha 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 ha. So there we go. There's the. Okay, this is a Postmates transfer of 1 penny. So that's just to say, is the bank account properly linked? Because I linked it myself. Postmates, you will link your own bank account. I linked it myself, and then this is Postmates saying, did the money get in the right place? So this tells me that is linked properly. And then I spent some money at Shake Shack. I spent some money at Chicken. I spent some money at CVS. I got some money. No, I spent some money at low ship rates. Um, my wife gave me $10. Uh, then PayPal transfer. Adam paid me $160, and then CVS is this bottle of water, and then the vending machine. So I'm going to take this, copy it. I want to find out where that is. I don't remember using that machine. It may be a delayed post because I don't think I got $10 yesterday. So what I am saying, I've gone through those. I know that it is impossible for me to get a Postmates deposit before that because that was a tester on the 7th. So I have not received that money. Postmates said they sent it to me. I don't have it yet. Obviously, Monday, Tuesday, if I don't have the money, I will do something. But right now, I'm just going to wait it out. Maybe this tomorrow or something, I'll do some Google searching on that. So anyways, that was it. Postmates Advanced Training. Stop sharing my screen. Log off from my bank account. Put that ATM in a place so I can remember to find out why it says I took $10 and I don't think I took. Okay. 3 topics. I did this Des Nudos thing. It's just, it's a local thing in New York, Times Square. Naked women on Times Square. They're not truly naked. We need another word. How about a Spanish word? Let's borrow from the Spanish language. Desnudos is now an American English word. Love it. That was an attempt at just being off subject, light, sort of entertaining topic, relevant, local, New York, kind of fun. So the second thing I talked about was this Mimi Chang's dumpling house. This was probably near Astor Place. And then the third is getting paid. So very clearly, I have Postmates. This is advanced training. If you wanted to really look at what happened, you could look back to my videos when I started doing this. The very first day that I earned money, I started doing videos. So now all of a sudden you can look at the date that I first earned my first dollar and look at the date now, and I still don't have my money. Now, it obviously doesn't piss you off, but it might piss you off if it's your money. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, a restful night's sleep. Ciao. I am at Starbucks Port Authority bus terminal. It's another thing I like to do. That mark on the floor, the dark to the light on the floor. I'm on the dark. The dark is part of the bus station. The light is part of Starbucks. I am going to go buy a coffee, so I'll be a legitimate customer very soon. No, I'm not. I'm on the clock. I'm got priority dispatching in 13 minutes. Ciao.